Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to use flower petals as an art supply, but first I have to create the paintings to add the flowers to. I got some new acrylic paints as a Christmas gift that I'm going to be using. That's how long ago I started these paintings. It's nice having more color options to mix from. I never used to be very invested in the paint mixing part of painting, but I'm trying to appreciate it more to keep me patient while I'm doing it, but also so that I can actually choose the colors I want to work with and I'm not just at the whim of whatever color I happen to mix. I chose a woman on Pinterest to use for a face study reference. I chose it because I wanted to work on skin tones in shadow and light. Both of my paintings I made were really big learning curves. Even now that they're all done, there's one I really love and one I still see too many mistakes in to be fully satisfied with, but most importantly, I learned a lot and there are parts of it that I do love a lot, which will inform me for my next painting. This painting's challenge was to create a colored piece from a black and white reference and also to paint tiny faces. I'm really not used to painting tiny faces and I avoided it previously, but finally I felt confident enough to give it a try. Picking the colors was hard and I struggled a lot with lighting. Not in the painting, yes in the painting, but also in my art space, and so I end up changing my desk setup later on. Time to add the flower petals to the first piece, even though I do come back and I paint a little bit more on it later. I was recently-ish inspired by, I know I'm going to say this wrong, her 68 meters squared, her YouTube channel. She made beautiful flower art in her journal and made a YouTube video about it. Super duper cool, and it got me wanting to try to work with flower petals. I love trying new things because it makes other new things seem more attainable. I'm super surprised that these full flowers stuck down. I'm also super surprised that I even attempted to stick these full flowers down. I really like the yellow ones and the flowers I added to her hair, and I think that they add a lot to the painting.
Arriving at Woodbine Station.
Now beware, because we're entering into the scariest part of this video. These faces were looking so creepy at so many different points. The face was heavily in shadows and then bright highlights, and I was not capturing it gracefully for a while there. When I didn't have any more ideas to fix it, I would wait for another day. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. I thought it was the point where they looked too ghostly, so I warmed up the skin tone, but they're only becoming more ghostly, so that has to be coming up still. Okay, here we are now. That kid really looks like it's coming to kill me. That's my mom, by the way, as a kid, with my Omi. I really liked the photo, so it became a reference. This time around, I went a bit easier on the shadows and warmed the skin up. I love how they turned out. They look like characters more than realistic, and I think that looks really cool. I feel like they came out of some old German fairy tale book. They look 90% human and 10% mouse. I like the color I chose for the light grass a lot. Working through this painting, I can tell I'm getting a better grasp of value. I struggled with the shadow color for the green, and I ended up coming back the next day to work it out. So I saw this trick somewhere to save your acrylic paint overnight. I mean, it's not so much a trick as keeping it in an air-sealed and moist spot. I struggle with wasted paint because I never know exactly how much I'll need of each one, but I was really happy that this worked perfectly, and my acrylic paints were a great consistency the next day. I was super excited to paint for my birthday because I had just picked up a desk the previous day, so I could paint closer to the window and hopefully get some better lighting for painting and also filming. I also get to look out at the beautiful mountains and trees, which is super cool. I picked up a tip from one of 1000's videos where he says to paint the edges first so that they look clean. So I painted the edges before doing a last layer on the background. And the edges for sure came out looking nice compared to struggling to get clean lines afterward. For this one, I knew I didn't want to be adding whole entire flowers, so I made some piles of separated petals to work with. I've been collecting petals for a while, and there's many things I want to try with them. Firstly is dyeing clothes, which is why I started collecting them in the first place. You should check out Layla Textiles on Instagram. She does a lot of cool flower dyeing. I also think they would be cool as makeup looks for a photo shoot or even plastered onto a photo like I was saying before. Placing flower petals one by one is for sure finicky, and the tweezer came in very handy. When my mom looked back at the print later, she was confused how it looked 3D, and I was confused because I didn't know she didn't know it was real flower petals. But that's what I think is so cool about it, is the different look that it gives off. Those excited hands were to signal that the overnight acrylic saving trick works for multiple nights. 3 days for these paints I'm using, and I think it would work for like up to a week or something. I went back to the face study to see if I could improve the eyes a little bit. They really looked like they were looking in different directions. I tried to fix as much as I could without fully redoing the eyes. I had learned enough on this piece and wasn't ready to redo the eyes completely. I added a bit more highlights to the leaves and called it a day. My favorite part of this piece is the color. and brush strokes in the skin. There's yellows and greens and pinks and lots of nice painterly strokes to look at. And that's definitely something that I've been wanting to see in my portraits. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope you enjoyed watching. My Instagram is at StayCuriousArtist, and there's a big discount on painted denim and earrings in my shop. Wishing you a wonderful day!